is Andrew Young, and I've been teaching high school science for the past 7 years in Surrey, BC. One theoretical framework that shaped my construction and organization is scaffolded knowledge integration to make science visible and accessible, leveraging peer instruction for lifelong growth. Welcome to my ePortfolio. This here is my homepage entitled The Laboratory. On this homepage, you're going to find a description of the purpose of creating this ePortfolio as a culminating project for eTech 590. There are text hyperlinks embedded throughout. These three will link to my 3 professional goals. As we scroll down, there's a description of the metaphor that I'm using for my design, involving learning as chemistry, where individual courses are viewed as different elements. We can pull artifacts as different reactants and combine them in different ways towards my 3 product goals. As you scroll lower, you're going to find 2 quotes that I return to throughout the program, which reflects on, as technology is evolving and advancing, how much our pedagogy in the classroom also change as a result. As you scroll back up to the top, as we navigate over to the 2 other top tabs, the second top tab documents the 3 different products. One of my professional goals, this first one here, is technology pedagogy. This one focuses on the research literature and theoretical grounding foundations for incorporating technology into the classroom, what affordances and limitations does it bring. The second product here involves a digital repertoire, so this one focuses on the teacher, how as a teacher I can present traditional quizzes and information, course outlines in different ways using multimedia to engage students. Product C involves more of a student-centered focus with practical integration, allowing students to play around with their own simulations, interact with technology for their own learning. These top tabs themselves are actually clickable summaries, so if I navigate over here, one of the first challenges in designing this ePortfolio was to map out which artifact belonged with which goal. So upon peer review, one of the suggestions was to create a Venn diagram, which you can see here. I have my 3 individual goals, and what I tried to do is I tried to move the artifacts closer to each goal, especially for the artifacts that overlap, to see which goal that is supported better. As you scroll downwards, there's a description of my 3 goals. There's a individual page link to each goal with more descriptions. Each goal is supported by 5 different artifacts, summarized briefly here. Same thing you're going to find for my second product, second goal. For these reactants, you're going to find there's actually button links here. These ones here will not only jump to that respective product page, but also with anchor links actually jump to that particular section. So say I was interested in looking at reactant B4, I would just click on this link here, and it would not only jump to that page, but also skip down to that section. For my artifacts, I tried to incorporate a variety of different formats. So that involves papers, so assignments that I did in different courses. B4 is actually a podcast that I've been creating for my mobile education course. Here's a stop motion that I captured using chronolapse and put onto YouTube. So I tried to incorporate a lot of multimedia to keep some variety. As you scroll down to the bottom, there's actually other button links that will skip between different products. So we're under the product heading, this will jump to product A and product C. A lot of these artifacts are actually clickable, so I try to embed as much as I can, so without necessarily having to download the file down, we can just load the YouTube directly here. If there's a PDF, I can just scroll through directly. If there is an external link, say the study guide prototype, if we click on this link here, clicking on the image will actually take you directly to the site, so you can look at the site in more detail. A lot of these artifact pages are fairly long, so I've actually incorporated this back to top arrow as an installed app. So as you click that one there, it'll quickly navigate you back up to the top. For my last top tab is the report book, a very similar summary if you click that top tab itself. This one covers 5 different drop-downs. In the experimental log, I describe different course highlights as I went through the courses in succession. So this one will be more, instead of pulling reactants out towards goals, this one actually looks at each individual course. I started the program in September 2016, some description of my experiences with the course, and this is in sequential order. I did manage to hit all 4 core courses first. Some of them, again, have hyperlink text, so we can jump back to the reactants that I'm describing. As you scroll downwards there, that's finishing my core courses and onto my electives. I tried to highlight some other artifacts that I didn't directly use for my professional goals, but also some notable coursework that I did incorporate here so that we can have a more comprehensive look at the different courses. As I'm doing this ePortfolio, I still have one course still in progress. That's this eTech 565M. So this demonstrates that learning continues even as this program finishes off. I'm sure I'm going to continue proceeding with these goals here. There's a small description of the now what after we've looked at these individual courses and individual reflections. What do I intend to pursue hereafter? Under Report Book, you're going to also find a description of my educational philosophy. We can link to my resume. Again, I've tried to embed as much as I can so that way we don't necessarily download it down. You're going to find the assessment rubric here. This one here is to evaluate this particular ePortfolio involving the selection of artifacts. Did I incorporate different multimedia? How's my metacognitive reflection? Is it organized around my metaphor? And so on and so forth. And lastly, the last tab here involves my references index. So from all the different pages, all the different artifacts that I drew from are recorded along this page. So yeah, have fun exploring, and thanks for watching.